Welcome to another In Wheel Time podcast, a 30-minute mini version of the In Wheel Time car show that airs live every Saturday morning, 8 to 11 a.m. Central. Shield.com.
This is the world's favorite place to go for podcasting, live streaming, and funnest car talk.
Funnest.
On your mobile device.
I'm going to write
Streaming
that down.
And computering.
Is that with two N's?
You can make it that way. It's the In Wheel Time Car Talk Show coming to you today from Tailpipes and Tacos, the Cruise Inn at the Lupe Tortilla Tex-Mex in Katy, Texas. Just ahead, another guest from today's sunny or soon-to-be sunny event. We'll also have the stories making automotive news headlines this week, including This Week in Auto History. Howdy, along with Mike Out of This World Mars, who's lost somewhere out there in the parking lot.
That's what he does.
We always need more Jeff Zekin, and a rare appearance, once again, by our infamous chief engineer, David Ainsley. I know that when we say that you don't chime in.
He doesn't have his headset on.
He does.
I can.
Yes, he can. Well, please do.
Well, he's
because of all the people, you would know more about that than
he's
any
all
of
worn
us.
out with him.
Wouldn't you, David?
Mm-hmm.
That's what I thought. So ask him sometime, where does that come from? And I'm sure he'll be glad to tell you.
Over
You need to have a few cocktails first.
That's it.
So this is a car show, and we do have news stories. So I'm going to, while we're waiting for our next guest, Mars is out there looking for them now. He already lined them up, but guess what?
They wander around. They got
Well,
stuff going on.
This is a busy event.
Exactly.
So here's a story that I thought was pretty interesting. Rising inventory levels at some automakers, along with a lingering number of 2023 model year cars and light trucks, make Memorial Day weekend an opportune time for consumers looking for a deal on a new vehicle. Incentives up sharply from a year ago, but still below pre-pandemic levels, have room to grow across the industries, helping to counter high interest rates and consumers' affordability concerns, according to analysts. I don't know. What do you think? What are your thoughts about analysts? Anyway, monthly incentives are expected to average about $3,200 per vehicle for the rest of the year, a significant rise from an average of $1,900 in 2023. You just standing there looking pretty?
Yeah, he is.
And you're not looking over my shoulder. Don't use that as an excuse. You're looking right at me with those loving eyes. Yeah, do that.
I should have flicked the camera over. Oh, gee
you
whiz.
should have flicked it.
Well, I'm telling you.
Yeah, exactly. Hey, Mars, I know that you're out there bumbling around. Would you find us a guest?
We've got one. We're going to do Brad.
Oh, we do?
Brad.
Oh,
Brad's
going to
be here because the other
Let me
guest
finish
is
this story, Brad.
temporarily
You didn't tell me who the
indisposed.
guest was going to be.
Well,
just hold on.
Temporarily.
I've already been denoted as not a guest because I was sitting here when you said, "Can you find us a guest?" So
That's true.
I know where I stand.
Well,
with this.
maybe we can
right.
find a host.
Actually, I'll take you up.
Okay.
All right, you just stand by. Let me finish this story. Dodge, Chrysler, and Buick had the highest share of 2023 model year vehicles in dealer stock and the highest discounts, according to Edmunds. Dodge had by far the highest concentration of 2023 model year vehicles at 53%.
Wow.
The average discount on a 2023 Dodge was $6,753
Oh, wow.
in May, according to Edmunds. 27% of 2023 model year vehicles financed to dealerships had an average annual percentage rate of 1.99% or less, according to Edmunds. So find the car, maybe a 2023 model year, but it's brand new, get a $7,000 discount, and get basically 2% interest rate on it. Ka-ching!
Times have changed.
Some of the biggest deals can be found on luxury electric vehicles. You know what? We're not even going to read that part of the story.
No.
So we're not into that, and I've tried to talk my daughter out of her desire. I'll get there. The average interest rate for new vehicle loans expected to be 7.1% this month. Global data and JD Power estimates. So that 2% is looking pretty good.
Yeah, it is.
If you compare it to what's out there for a regular new car that's not on the dealer lot. So I just wanted to pass that along to you so you would know If you're going to do car shopping this weekend, that's great. But I will say this, that I hear rumors that prices are expected to be even better as the summer goes on. So if you're going to take a vacation, maybe
Allegedly.
Go out, get yourself a new car today, and then head to the hill country or whatever.
Yeah, or come out here with it.
Or come out here. Sure, why not? Stop by. Like I did with the Mustang.
Yeah.
Anyway, joining us now in the remote studio here at the Lupe Tortilla in Katy, Texas, is the one and only Brad Thompson. He is the man for God's Garage. And you hear the ads that we play for God's Garage. And we met Brad a few years back. Actually, I think the first time I met you was out at Houston Motorsports Park.
I think that's right.
Yeah, I believe.
Yeah,
so it's been so long ago,
yeah,
neither one of us can remember,
right,
and it
right.
doesn't make any difference.
Yeah, I barely remember how I got here this morning. So
Yeah. Well,
It's
you're
early.
You're not by yourself.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No,
Well,
it's
you're
so-
down in you're on the coast.
Yeah, so I'm not going to complain about how far away this was from home, because when you're at Topwater Grill, you're 3 miles from my house.
You're down there.
So I'm down there now in San Leon. And every time you guys are over there, I can almost ride my bike.
You know
to come
who
see
else lives down there? Tim Spell. You know who Tim Spell
I
is?
don't think I know Tim.
Yeah, well, you need to know Tim. Tim's a great guy. Used to be part of, actually, he was the first president of the Houston Automobile Writers Association.
Oh, nice.
And he was also, for a long, long time, and he won't tell you how long, he was the automotive editor for the Houston Chronicle.
Okay.
Okay?
Yeah.
So very well schooled and great guy. You need to know him. He lives there, right there with you.
Yeah,
down
nice.
there, so-
I look forward to meeting him. So I need to clear up something. I am not the man at God's Garage. I'm the board chairman.
That's not the man.
No, it's not. Actually, it's not.
Who's to think?
Justin Coggins is our executive director.
Okay.
He's the man on a daily basis.
Okay.
Our boards were all volunteers, and we're an oversight board. So Justin runs the show there, but he graciously allows me to kind of sit in this seat when I'm
no
on.
clue why.
I don't either. But other than he didn't want to get up this early, he's there all week. So he's like, "You're gonna get up at 6 in the morning and leave the house."
6.
Yeah. Well, I was up earlier than that, but he lives closer than that.
Well, Brad, it's good to see you.
Great to be here.
And I don't believe I've ever been with you when you have the God's Garage booth set up.
Yeah, we've got. I mean, we get to do events like this from time to time, and
Yeah.
we got merchandise for sale over there. It's actually not for sale; it's for donate.
Right.
Please make a donation if
Right.
you pick something up.
Right.
We are a nonprofit in Conroe. We're a 501c3 up there, and for anybody that isn't familiar with us,
Please explain.
we take in donated vehicles just from the general public. People, hopefully, still pretty functional ones. Every once in a while, we get some with blown engines and stuff like
How
that.
about that?
Yeah, but we have a 7-bay garage up in Conroe that we just built a couple years ago.
Right.
A great new building. We take in those cars. We get them as roadworthy as we can affordably. We make sure they can pass a state safety inspection. And then we actually just give those cars away to single moms, widows, and wives of deployed military. It's a tremendous thing, but more than anything, it's God's Garage.
Whose idea was this?
Our founder was a pastor, and back in 2010, he was leaving church one day, and he saw this lady walking down Highway 105 way out kind of west in Montgomery, and it was raining, and he's like, and she's walking on the side of 105, and
Right.
so he stops and picks her
There's
up.
no
and says-
sidewalks.
Yeah, right. It's just the shoulder. He didn't stop and pick her up. He stopped and said, "What are you doing out here?" And she said, "Well, my truck's been broken for a month, and I've taken it someplace, and I can't afford to have it fixed, so I don't have a vehicle. So I'm having to walk to church and walk him to school." And so he and a couple buddies from church went and got her truck from the auto repair shop, and they fixed it in his garage. And that was essentially the launching of God's Garage. It was just a simple act of kindness that happened, 14 years ago now. We've been an official 501c3 since 2016. But
Wow.
he started that then, and since then,
How did you get involved?
you
of all
yeah, I
people.
know. I had a little bit to offer. So the original founder, he departed 2019-ish, just to kind of probably pursue other things.
Step back out of it,
Yeah,
yeah.
you bet. It's exhausting to a certain extent, but it's a very, very fulfilling. As
Well, when you
guys
give
have seen.
away 50 cars or more a year,
Yeah,
that's a job.
We've done as many as 130
Wow.
But recently, the donations that have come in have been a lot harder to repair. The used car market affected us a lot more than we thought it would. It was nice that the donations we got in were now worth more, and the ones we couldn't fix, we salvaged, and we use that money to fix other cars. But, like I was mentioning, so the joke that I'll let everybody in on is Jeff's wife donated a beautiful Ford Fusion to us. 2013.
Spotless.
Immaculate inside. Yeah, absolutely. It's got no compression on cylinder 1. So we're just going to have to swap out the engine. So that car is still sitting.
And that was the whole point. I mean, that
Right.
was originally discussed. This
Yeah.
may be the process, worst case scenario. And that's where we're at right now.
You asked me that. You said, hey, if this has a bad engine, which you thought it did.
Right.
I actually thought it was funny the one time I came back and said, oh, no, it's just a plug wire was loose.
Yeah, that would have been freaky. She would have wanted her car back.
That wasn't funny, was it? So that car is actually still sitting on our field waiting for a donor vehicle. And we used to get a lot of Fusions in, and they were generally trashed on the inside.
Yeah.
But the
motor was fine.
The engine was good.
Yeah.
So it just so happens we haven't gotten one since that time.
It'll happen.
So again,
happen.
thanks to your wife.
Yeah. She'll be here later.
Good. I'd like to meet her. Yeah. But so we take cars in. Well, back to the used car market. Everybody knows what happened to it. So our salvage sales actually went up. So we could spend a little more on the cars, but the quality of the cars we got started going down dramatically, because people could trade in something literally on its last leg and get $5,000 instead of $1,500.
Like Leslie with that Jaguar that she had, the 2017 Jaguar. Yeah, we got $17,000 for it, and we were thankful to get that.
Right, absolutely. Yeah, so now with the used car market the way it is, if you drive by the lots are full, the used car lots are full. So now the values have gone back down, but there's there's a very limited supply of better conditioned vehicles that we can do suspension work on them, the things that make it stable on the road.
Right.
A lot of them just aren't that drivable right now. So our throughput has gone down more so because of the condition of the donations, which is kind of ironic because we built this big old new shop. So we were in a 2-bay shop.
Yeah.
We got 7 bays now.
Oh, we had pictures of it. Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah. So it's been a challenge, and we've got a terrific amount of volunteers that come in and work in the shop, and some of them are former mechanics, and some of them are guys that just say, "Hey,
they're volunteers as well."
Absolutely, and they just say, "I just want to learn how to work on a car." So we'll come in and say, "Okay, well you can change the oil on this one and maybe change the brakes," and we'll have one of the guys help you out. It's a great place to learn if you've never done anything like that before.
Well, to that end, about the price of vehicles and donations, just this week, the average age of vehicles in the U.S. rose for the 7th straight year, according to S&P Global Mobility. The vehicle age rose to a record 12.6 years as of January 1st this year, a 2-month increase from a year ago. Total vehicles in use increased to 286 million. That's up 2 million from the year earlier. Scrapping rates emphasized consumers' preferences for light trucks. The report said 26 million light trucks have exited the vehicle population since 2020, while 45 million were registered in the same period. Comparatively, cars had just 13 million registrations compared with 27 million that exited.
You are the king of segues, aren't you?
Well, I just thought that I would throw that in there so it gives you an idea as to why that the donations are down. People are hanging on to their cars longer.
It absolutely backs up exactly what we're feeling and what our data is showing us. You just gave us the example of why that's happening. Yeah. No, it's so. I also want to say, we get an incredible amount of people that get onto our website. Single moms, widows, and wives of deployed military. We get an incredible amount of those every month. We get in excess of 100 a month.
Wow.
That get on our website and apply. So, we really thought we were doing good to give away 10%. But if you think about it, we're giving away maybe 100 cars, so we're doing 1/12 of our applicants are actually making it all the way through.
But there's more than just applying. There's a process that they have to go in because they need to have a little bit in the game as well.
Right. So at a minimum, when they come in, we obviously screen for locality. We don't go outside of Houston and things, and we have to make sure they're a single mom, and we have income thresholds and all those things to make sure we're truly serving the people that can really benefit from us.
But like our government.
Yeah. But beyond that, we have a thing we call Restore You, which is a, in a sense, a one-day kind of classroom event that all the women go through, and they learn life skills. They learn how to budget. They learn how to write a resume. They learn how to interview. We have an amazing group of volunteer women from different churches.
And you take that for granted most of the time.
And it's actually, in the surveys we've done of the people we've given vehicles to, I would say it's equally as impactful what they learn in Restore You. And it's not just what they learn. What they learn is they're not alone. There's a group of people that will love on them and help them out of a pretty tough situation. Yeah. And we've found that really what they're missing is a community of people that will support them through this time in their life. And of course, we introduce the gospel. For us, our end goal is we want you to be saved and live forever in the presence of God. But so we have this neat little kind of bait that brings them in called a free car. But we didn't mention this, but we also service cars for that same audience. We will service their cars that have broken air conditioners,
need an oil change.
Suspensions is wonky, oil changes. They go through the same process. They just go through quicker. I was talking about Justin earlier. When Justin came on board 3 years ago, we had about a 3 or 4 month backlog of service. So if you think about it's the summer, my AC's out, well, we'll get to you in October. Well, what good's that do, right? Justin has gotten that to where when they come in within that month, they'll go through a Restore You and their car will be serviced. Oh, so he's done a tremendous amount on the throughput of our organization. And because the cars are tougher to get through the repair process, the ones we give away, we've actually been able to focus a little more on servicing the cars people have. And I guess this goes without saying, but we don't charge them anything for this.
Right.
We do have a threshold. If they get, if we get beyond $500 of parts, wholesale parts, we might ask them to pitch in a little bit, but we usually figure it out. Sign language.
Yes, Michael. Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah. We need drinks.
I brought my own, so
we're almost out.
Yeah.
I wanted to make mention of the fact that we kind of put you together with Lupe Tortilla. Stan was looking for a charity, and this event
ding,
today.
Ding, ding. Yeah.
This event today. All the people that are here get a free taco in exchange for a donation of any size to God's Garage.
Right.
And then Stan matches that.
Yeah, it's incredible.
Yeah, and so it's a win-win for everybody here.
Yeah, it's incredible. We so appreciate the introduction. The irony of it is just about a year ago when we were going to do this the first time.
Yep.
Right.
And we got
rained
horribly
out.
out.
It was.
So it's we're obviously a group that believes in God's timing. So this was the time it was supposed to happen.
Exactly.
Absolutely.
But I can't tell you thanks enough for the promotion you've done of God's Garage. You guys, for Jeff, for your wife donating a car. That's kind of the ultimate gift of love for us. Obviously, money's always good, and we'll appreciate.
And you take both,
and
obviously.
We will take both. We tend to not just snatch the check out of their hand, but when it shows up, I mean, Stan's been terrific to us already. Even though this is the first event we've done, he's already supported us tremendously with helping us out with catering some of our events and things. So I couldn't be more grateful, and I couldn't be more optimistic of what we can do.
Well, he has a place up there on Lake Conroe.
Yeah, I'm not up there anymore, so I don't.
Oh, that's right. You're
remember, I'm not the man. That's Justin.
I understand, but it's also God's Garage home there off of 105.
Right. It is right. Yeah.
So.
And we, just so everybody knows, we will go a little over an hour away from Conroe to get a vehicle. But if you're
you picked ours up at the house, and
right.
It was a little about hour and a half.
Yeah, you're in Sugar Land.
Yeah,
right? Yeah. So we'll go that far, and if it's a vehicle, we have services that will go get them in other states. We've had donations. I mean, we've been on all the nice national news stories. Mm-hmm. We were on the Kelly Clarkson show.
Right.
I mean, how crazy is that for us? But we'll go all over the country.
That's only one step below the In Wheel Time show.
Actually, when I told her we had been on In Wheel Time, she said, "Are you kidding me? How'd you get on that show?"
Exactly.
All right, who's blowing smoke which way here?
But at any rate.
Well, when you start coughing, we know what's going on.
Exactly.
Wrong
Well,
kind of
Brad, I
smoke.
can't thank you enough. Mr. Mars, thank you so much for that enjoyment. And we need you to sit down and trade places.
Actually, I think
here.
he's enjoying what
Need
he's
some
doing
napkins,
more
Mike.
than,
Yes,
more
yes,
than
exactly.
being abused on
Yes.
the show.
And by the way,
Well,
this
it's love.
this is strictly a straight
Tomato juice. Yeah.
Oh, yeah, okay.
Yeah, right.
Well,
Uh-huh.
you know, you thank me, and I appreciate that. I know what God's Garage does is makes a tremendous impact in the community. We have study after study that says the single biggest factor to keeping people in a condition of either poverty or not being able to optimize their opportunities is reliable transportation.
So
know
all
that.
the people that are here,
Yeah.
booths are everywhere, but this is one that's important. Stop by and talk to them and get the story if you need it, and make a donation. Pick up a T-shirt. It's all good.
Right.
Brad
Appreciate
Thompson,
it, guys.
thank you. It's a pleasure, always. We appreciate you. All right, time now for This Week in Auto History.
Uh-oh.
Mr. Mars happens to have that.
Hot dog.
What is
timing.
it?
It's all in the timing.
Hot
It
dogs
is.
for auto history. What?
They ain't
Yeah,
selling
buddy.
hot dogs here.
So this week in auto history, May the 19th, Buick was founded by David Buick.
Great
and,
man.
it was launched in 1904. It's actually the model year that it came out. There are no vehicles left. Nobody has a real one. There's two reproductions that are made. And that later became part of General Motors when they acquired it. However, Buick, when it really first started, was part of the company known as Buick-Vim. They built engines, combustible engines.
Wait a minute.
And
Them
that-
as in T-H-E-M? Them?
Vim, V-I-M.
Oh, Vim.
Buick-Vim.
I thought he said them. And
They
and
manufactured
we and-
internal combustion engines.
all
They
that
are still in
stuff.
business.
He's from Neaterville.
I know.
He
They're
don't,
still
he don't talk like us.
Fortunately. In 1982, the opening ceremonies for the 7 Mile Bridge, part of US 1 overseas highway leading to Key West, Florida. It's a really cool bridge if you've never been on it.
Have you been on it?
Oh, yes, sir. I love it.
Did you have your clothes on?
No, he was listening to Jimmy
Well, now
Buffett.
it's a question of what
Jimmy
you got to
Buffett
start
and-
with your clothes on.
Ah.
It's 7 miles. You got plenty of time to do other things along the way.
boy.
Now, also in 1984, the Saab 9000
Oh,
was
God.
unveiled.
Ugh.
And it actually remained in production until
I'd
May
drive
of
it.
1998.
I knew somebody that bought one of those things. What a regret they had
I'd
from the
drive
day
it.
they drove it off the lot.
It was, well,
It's a solid
never
car.
mind. It was involved. They made it until 1998. We'll leave it at that. Now, in 1987 is when Chrysler agrees to buy AMC. Now, they really didn't want all the things that AMC was building. What they wanted was the Jeep, out of which Jeep has grown, and that's where the Wrangler actually came from. It didn't exist when it was part of AMC.
What was it?
It was just like an XJ. They had numbers, YJ, and things like that. But it wasn't. The Wrangler didn't really exist. So anyway, that's the things I found interesting this week in auto history.
Cool.
Well, that'll work. Thank you. I didn't mean to interrupt you from your delivery duties. So you
Delivery.
can go back to the delivery duties.
No,
David,
no.
did you get one of these?
Yeah, he did.
Yeah,
Okay.
but he wants a taco now.
Well, we all do.
Well, but I don't know what you want, so you got to go get your own taco.
I understand that,
We
but you're
got
gonna
that.
have to fill the gap.
We're going to have
when
to stop
we're
the
gone.
show for about 10 minutes.
The Inwell
Taco
Time
break.
The Inwell Time Car Talk Show is available 24/7 through the iHeartRadio app. Just look for Inwell Time Car Talk. We also video stream on Facebook, YouTube, and InwellTime.com. And podcasts, you got them from your favorite podcast provider. Inwell Time Car Talk Show continues after this quick break.
Pro-Am Auto Accessories has been serving Houston's auto enthusiasts since 1984, providing world-class products for sports cars, European sedans, and American muscle. Pro-Am is known as the place to go to find exclusive and hard-to-find parts and accessories. Pro-Am is one of the very first distributors in the USA for brands such as Recaro, Redline, Momo, Corbo, and Simpson. Located in the heart of Houston's premier retail and service corridor, the Galleria area, Pro-Am's walk-in storefront includes an 8,000-square-foot warehouse, showroom, and installation bays. Pro-Am not only sells parts and accessories, but also offers installation and service. Pro-Am is now reaching a worldwide audience through Pro-Am.com, taking its local reputation to the rest of the world. At Pro-Am Auto, you'll be dealing with a small group of professionals who truly want to help you with your automotive needs. If you don't see what you're looking for on the website, call and Pro-Am will lend you a hand. Pro-Am Auto, 6125 Richmond at Green Ridge in Houston's Galleria area. Call them at 713-781-7755. Want to feel good about something special you did for someone special? In Wheel Time and the original Lupe Tortilla group of Tex-Mex restaurants have joined together to help a very worthy cause, God's Garage, a Christian-based 501c3 charity. We know there are lots of places and organizations out there where you can donate a car, truck, or SUV, but we're asking you, our car enthusiast family, to consider donating to God's Garage. Visit godsgarage.org and learn about its mission, the women that have been helped, how each one is screened, and about their Restore You program. A car donation is an easy way to make a difference in the lives of others. God's Garage needs good operating vehicles, but will take all types in working and non-working condition. Make your heart and soul feel good by donating your gently used vehicle and help support single mothers, widows, and wives of deployed military at godsgarage.org.
Welcome back to the Unwheel Time Car Talk Show. Today coming to you from the Tailpipes and Tacos Cruise In, Lupe Tortilla, Katy, Texas. Come on out. Got a couple of hours to go. We'd like you to see all the cars that are out here. If you got a car, bring it on. Yeah, it's fun.
It's a steady stream just coming in. This place is more than full.
Got a couple of recalls to tell you about. Rivian R1S and R1T. The missing dashboard airbag warning label. Yeah, they do that too. Insufficient wire insulation and electric motors. Cadillac Lyriq, Blazer EV from Chevy, the Chevy Silverado EV, GMC Hummer, and Sierra EV from the 2024 model year. That's one you need to get into the shop. Insufficient wire insulation. Rear view camera image may not display in the Honda Ridgeline. That's an ongoing issue. Incorrect information on the tire placard, Jeff.
Yep.
BMW X5.
Well, they need to get it right.
They do. And here's one. This is from ours. Supercar maker Lamborghini is recalling 2,000 of its high-priced sport utility vehicles in the U.S. over risk of their hoods might fly open when driving at high speeds. Mike. Volkswagen AG-owned manufacturer estimates that just 2% of the Urus SUVs recalling having a defect in the small gaps that might form between the hood and the front bumper when the vehicle exceeds 94 miles an hour.
Whoa.
Yeah.
Oh, well, that does it for me. It's gone.
Yeah, get that out.
Get another one.
Yeah, get that out of the way. Also, Ford F-150 for 2024. The steering column has been assembled with the incorrect fastener, so it may just fall off in your lap. Software error may cause loss of drive power in the Ford Escape, Maverick, and Corsair for 2020 to 2024. And improperly welded drivetrain gear, Mercedes-Benz EQB 300 and 350 for 2022. And the Kia EV9, loose seatbelt retractor cover. An armrest may detach when airbag deploys in the Mini Countryman for 2025. Yes, the 2025s are starting to come out already. Time now for a quick break. We'd love to hear from you. Shoot us an email. The address here is info@inwheeltime.com. You're on the In Wheel Time Car Talk Show, streaming and podcasting around the planet. Look for us on your favorite provider.
Everyone at the Tailpipes and Tacos Cruise In at the Lupe Tortilla Tex-Mex in Katy, thank you for participating in the best cruise in around and look forward to seeing you again. You'll hear about the next cruise in date right here on In Wheel Time. Next time you're in the West Houston Energy Corridor area, be sure and stop in at the original Lupe Tortilla Tex-Mex at I-10 and Highway 6 or the Katy location on the Grand Parkway at Kingsland Boulevard. When passing through Beaumont or College Station, stop in and have Lupe's award-winning beef fajitas and frozen margaritas. There's always a celebration at Lupe Tortilla. Lupe Tortilla founder Stan Holt and his wife Sheila are winning racers on the NHRA drag racing circuit and have a collection of hot rods and classics that everyone appreciates. Look for them at the next Tailpipes and Tacos Cruise In. The date will be announced soon and will once again be held at the Lupe Tortilla Tex-Mex on 99 and Kingsland Boulevard, just south of I-10 and Katy. We'll give you all the details right here on the In Wheel Time Car Talk Show and online. Donations benefit God's Garage. We'll see you then. You own a car you love. Well, why not let Gulf Coast Auto Shield protect it? Houstonian John Gray invites you to his state-of-the-art facility to introduce you to his specialist team of auto enthusiasts. We promise you'll be impressed. Whether you're looking to massage your original paint to a like-new appearance, apply a ceramic coating, install a paint protection film, nano-ceramic window tint, or new windshield protection called ExoShield, Gulf Coast Auto Shield is where Houston's car people go. Curbed your wheels? Instead of buying new, why not have them repaired? How about a professionally installed radar detector? Gulf Coast Auto Shield does that too. Get a peek inside the shop and look at the services offered by getting online and heading to gcautoshield.com. Better yet, stop by their facility at 11275 South Sam Houston Tollway, just south of the Southwest Freeway, and get a personal tour. Gulf Coast Auto Shield is your place to go for all things exterior. Call them today, 832-930-5655 or gcautoshield.com. That's it for this podcast episode of the In Wheel Time Car Show. I'm Don Armstrong, inviting you to join us for our live show every Saturday morning, 8 to 11 a.m. Central on Facebook, YouTube, Twitch, and our InWheelTime.com website. Podcasts are available on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, Stitcher, iHeart Podcast, Podcast Addict, TuneIn, Pandora, and Amazon Music. Keep listening, and we'll see you soon.